it's awesome and special and fun because you get someone and shocking and surreal and surprising. Because honestly, though, because sometimes you get like an 80-year-old woman who like will blow my mind that someone likes the movies.
And I'm following you guys on this.
And then you get a 14-year-old and then a 30-year-old. You know, like it's all ages. It seems it's been. You know, the movie's been handed down from one generation to the next, so it's pretty cool. Plus, you know, you get to see people who come up and they're shaking, they're nervous, and then some people who just don't want to say anything, talk at all. I don't know, it's always fun to see the different reactions of people and just get to hear stories, some of the stories. I mean, it's been awesome, the podcast, which I would have not known if not for the conventions, because I feel like a lot of times Kevin and I are throwing the podcast, so after the show, you know, we jump off stage, we go to the hotel, it's late, it's 1 a.m, whatever. But at the shows at schools, people go to this podcast show, the Get Old show, and then come to the conventions and tell me, hey, I went to that show and I have 6 months sober, thanks for sharing and stuff, which is something I didn't expect. So again, it's always pleasant, it's always awesome, and yeah, it's still surreal to me that, you know, 20 whatever years later, that people still come up and say sweet things. You look familiar.
Mr. Mewes.
Yes.
Out of all the films that you've done,
yes.
Do you have a favorite moment?
I would say Mallrats in a whole has been my favorite movie to make with Kevin or at all, because even though Clerks was the first movie, to me, Mallrats is the first movie because it was a studio movie, and it was, again, I don't mean to use the word, but it was surreal, like being in Minnesota. They put us up in hotels, and there's like 40 crew members, and I got to meet Stan Lee for the first time, which blew my mind. And it was awesome because Kevin wrote all those, you know, in the dialogue in there, that's really stuff with me and him would drive around, and I would mess around and be like, I wonder if the thing has, you know, a thing made of rock, or can Reed Richards Wang stretch, and you know, stupid questions like that. Who would win a fight, Thor or Hulk, or blah blah blah. And so it was awesome that we got to meet Stan, who created these characters, and then Kevin wrote the dialogue. Jason Lee asking all these questions.
Very cool.
I had a blast on that movie. I really did.
All these years later, you still like to hang out at the mall?
I do, and I like to go get Legos. Lego store is always a favorite pit stop of mine. I just got the Pirates of the Caribbean ship, something Mary, I forget. But yeah, you know, I don't hang at the mall so much now because I got to get in and out. So I got a 2.5-year-old, and she's not so patient.
I have a question about your time on The Flash. You got to do a villain cameo.
Speak up.
Yeah. Well, the back. So you mean the costume in the back? Yeah, that was awesome because I was there to do the Big Belly Burger scene. And then they had that big scene with all the characters, the villains, metahumans. And Kevin was like, hey man, can we throw Jay in there? Because I told him it would have been awesome. It would be awesome if I could be in there. You can't really see me because I have a mask on, but it's cool because, if you freeze on there, I have like Firestorm, Robbie Amell's, the first outfit that he had. Like I had like a jacket of his on with a belt crossed over my body, and then I had the Atom Smasher's helmet that they repurposed for something else. So it's like I had Atom Smasher repurposed helmet. I had Firestorm's is it Firestorm? Yeah. His jacket and thing. So I always get like the different fire guys mixed up. But anyway, so it was cool, and it was just cool to be able to be in that scene with all them. So again, like you said, I didn't get to actually do dialogue, get to fight someone or anything cool, but it still was nice to be in the scene. And then of course get to be the other character too, where I got to do a little dialogue.
Speaking of superheroes, any luck in a Blunt Man and Chronic movie? That
would be awesome. I don't. There's no plans as of now, but I would love to do a Blunt Man and Chronic because I feel like with the technology, if we can get enough money.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, you could do like some running up the sides of walls, some real kung fu ninja stuff. Like,
I would agree.
It would be awesome. Even in animated would be fun too. Like we did our cheap version because we paid for
Kind of like
ourselves.
Clerks, the animated series, basically.
Yeah, and then we did the Jay and Silent Bob's Super Groovy cartoon.
I remember,
movie,
yeah.
which had Bluntman and Chronic in it. But we were limited on money in animation. It was Flash. No.
Speaking of movie sequels,
Aren't you in Freddy vs. Jason? I've been obsessed with this for years.
Is that other guy's in it, you mean?
Yeah, the guy who's
I
exactly
don't know.
like you.
You know, I honestly don't know. Someone had said that they knew someone in the casting and that they actually was trying to reach me. And I think it was it was in a time where I was like disappeared, and we talked about it on a podcast. Like I disappeared for 2 years because I got really strung out. I was living in Huntington Beach in an apartment that we were getting kicked out of, and People Magazine even called Kevin and was like, "Hey, you have any comment on the death of your friend Jason Mewes?" And Kevin was like, "What?" But anyway, I think it was a part of that period, and I don't know if it's true that they contacted myself. They were looking for me to ask me, to do it, or if they're just saying that. And if not, yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't have asked me if they did it. Maybe they did try, but I was disappointed.
You showing up in that Freddy A Nightmare on Elm Street documentary was pretty great.
Oh, it was fun. Yeah,
It was a great joke.
No, it was great. It's definitely interesting. That one, and every once in a while, I also get the Detroit Rock City guy, which is funny because I have a really great story I talked about on the podcast with that one. I don't think we have enough time for this one.
I got all day.
But listen to it. But listen to the podcast because there's the kid that played that. Actually, a girl that I was seeing after we stopped seeing each other, started seeing him, and she didn't want us. Her and I had just stopped seeing each other, and she didn't want her roommate to think she was easy. And he came home early, and the guy was in her room, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want him to see you. I don't want him to see you." So she made him put a hat on. Put a hat on and run out with his face turned. And he was like, "Whoa, who's that?" And she was like, "Oh, it's Jay," because he knew me. I was there all the time, and we were like acquaintances, friends. So it was pretty interesting because she knew that. At the time we looked similar in the hat and the outfit.
Is this your first time to Oklahoma City?
No, I believe we were here before with our podcast. I could be wrong, man. We've been all over. I've been all over with comic conventions and the podcast that the cities and states get mixed up. But I feel like I've been here before.
Cool.
If not, I'm here now and it's cold.
I just want to throw some ideas at you really quick. Untraditional interview here. Just some ideas I've been spitballing.
Tell me.
Clerks 4 in space. No?
I wouldn't be against it, but we'd have to make 3 first.
How about, fair enough. How about Zach and Miri make a documentary?
Let's do that.
Yeah, see, I'm down with that one. And Jay and Silent Bob Strike Out. It's baseball themed.
After we do Jay and Silent Bob reboot in January, we're going to then do Strikes Out because I would love to do that.
Right, you heard it here first, guys.
Am I an umpire or am I a player?
Well, I figured you and Bob would join the team. Unofficial mascots.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you got to
gosh,
play.
there it is.
Pitcher, catcher, the whole 9.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah. Guys, thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.